Breaking news: Japan's defense revolution stuns the world. In a move that few predicted, the nation has taken a bold step that's sending shockwaves across the globe. Tokyo's skyline glows neon as bold headlines flash across screens. The city pulses with anticipation, every corner buzzing with speculation about what comes next. Japan approves its biggest military expansion since World War II. Lawmakers, after heated debate, have set the nation on a new course, rewriting decades of policy in a single historic vote. The land of the rising sun readies to strike back. As dawn breaks, a new era begins, filled with both hope and uncertainty. News anchors speak urgently, their voices echoing Japan's new resolve. Across the country, citizens watch, some with pride, others with apprehension. Conversations spark in homes, bars, and workplaces. Everyone wonders what this means for their future. For 80 years, Japan was known for peace. Its military was small, meant only for self-defense. Generations grew up believing war was a thing of the past. But now, reports swirl of new jets, powerful ships, and fresh alliances. The world takes notice as Japan's military presence grows stronger and more assertive. Neighbors grow wary, watching closely. Allies cheer, seeing a partner ready to share the burden of regional security. The balance of power in Asia is shifting. The question rings loud: why this change? Why now? Dramatic shifts in policy never happen overnight. Behind closed doors, leaders weigh threats and opportunities, knowing the world is watching. Japan's choice signals something deeper. A new era in Asian security is dawning. Diplomats and generals gather, aware that history is being written in real time. As Tokyo's news tickers blur into the night, the stage is set for a story of transformation. The world watches, waiting to see how Japan's new path will unfold. This is not just about weapons or military might. It's about a nation redefining its place in a changing world, balancing tradition with the demands of a new era, and facing the future with both caution and courage. At a windswept coastal airbase, the ground rumbles as sleek F-35B fighter jets scream into the sky, their engines roaring with raw power. The air is thick with anticipation as ground crews in bright vests move swiftly, guiding the jets into position. Every takeoff is a display of precision and teamwork, a testament to the countless hours of training and preparation that go into each mission. Their wings shimmer in the morning sun, stealthy and deadly, cutting through the clouds with ease. These advanced aircraft are designed to evade radar and strike with pinpoint accuracy, making them a formidable force in the skies. As they soar in tight formation, the F-35Bs symbolize a new era of air power for Japan, blending cutting-edge technology with the discipline of their pilots. Nearby, on the rolling waves, Japan's newest warships, like the impressive JS Izumo, glide through the water, their decks bustling with activity. Sailors coordinate complex operations, from launching aircraft to monitoring the horizon for potential threats. The Izumo's massive flight deck is a hive of motion, reflecting Japan's growing maritime capabilities. Cameras flash as the world sees these new tools of power up close. The F-35Bs can take off from short runways and even from ships, giving Japan reach it never had before. This vertical takeoff capability means Japan can project air power far beyond its shores, responding rapidly to crises or threats in the region. Spectators and military observers alike watch in awe as the jets lift off from the warship's deck, a sight once thought impossible for Japan's self-defense forces. The ships are bristling with sensors, radars, and advanced missile systems, ready to defend or strike if needed. These scenes are historic. For generations, Japanese forces practiced restraint, focusing on defense rather than power projection. Now, with these new capabilities, Japan signals a shift in its military posture, balancing tradition with the demands of a changing world. Now, they drill for operations far from home. It's not just about showing off hardware. It's about readiness, a message to friend and foe alike that Japan is prepared for whatever comes next. These exercises test every aspect of coordination, from logistics to communication, ensuring that Japan's forces can respond swiftly and effectively to any challenge. The world watches these images closely, Every jet launch, every ship's movement tells a story. Japan is stepping into a new role, one of strength as well as caution. As international journalists capture each moment, the message is clear. Japan is ready to defend its interests, support its allies, and play a larger part in maintaining peace and stability in the region. Since 1945, Japan's image has been one of peace. The country rebuilt from ashes, focusing on technology, trade, and culture, not military might. Most Japanese grew up seeing tanks and missiles only in museums or foreign news. For years, Japan kept its defense spending low. The self-defense forces were small. Their mission was clear: protect Japanese land, nothing more. No offensive weapons, no overseas missions. The military's role was tightly controlled by law and public opinion. This approach won respect worldwide. Japan became a symbol of recovery and reconciliation. Its leaders promised never again to the horrors of war. Schools taught children about peace and pride in a society built on stability. But peace carried a price. As threats grew nearby, questions arose. Could Japan defend itself if challenged? Was the promise of safety still enough in a changing Asia? The answers would soon drive a profound shift. Japan's modern story begins in the shadow of World War II. The devastation left behind was almost unimaginable. Cities reduced to rubble, families torn apart, and a nation forced to confront its future. After defeat in 1945, American forces occupied the country. The occupation brought sweeping changes, as foreign soldiers walked the streets and new rules were imposed on daily life. The horrors of Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and Tokyo's firebombings haunted every family. The scars of war were everywhere: burned-out buildings, lost loved ones, and memories that would never fade. People wanted peace, desperately, hoping never to repeat such tragedy. Guided by the United States, Japan wrote a new constitution. American advisors worked closely with Japanese officials, shaping a document that would redefine the nation's identity. Article 9, the famous Peace Clause, banned the country from ever waging war again. It was a bold promise, written into the very heart of Japan's new laws. The text was clear: the Japanese people forever renounce war as a sovereign right. This commitment was taught in schools and became a source of national pride. The military became the self-defense forces, limited by strict laws. Their mission was not to fight wars, but to protect the nation and help in times of crisis. For decades, this peace was Japan's shield. Streets grew lively again, and families rebuilt their lives under the promise of never repeating the past. Political leaders, from conservatives to liberals, honored the Constitution. It became a symbol of unity, respected across the political spectrum. Even as neighbors built up arsenals and the world entered the Cold War, Japan stuck to its promise. The country watched global tensions rise, but refused to abandon its ideals. The self-defense forces never fired a shot in anger. Instead, they became known for disaster relief and humanitarian missions, earning trust at home and abroad. Yet, history does not stand still. Japan's cities transformed, technology advanced, and the world's challenges evolved. Japan's commitment to peace was real, but the world around it was changing. New threats emerged, and the meaning of security was questioned. New threats and new debates would force Japan to rethink what never again truly meant. The Constitution's legacy endures, but its future remains a subject of national conversation. In recent years, danger has crept closer to Japan's shores. North Korea fires missiles over Hokkaido, rattling millions. China's Navy and Air Force grow stronger, pressing into the East China Sea. Russia, too, flexes its muscles near northern islands. American protection is no longer guaranteed. The United States has shifted focus to other regions, expecting allies to shoulder more responsibility. Japan faces a stark choice: adapt or risk falling behind. Prime Minister after Prime Minister has warned that the world is not the same as it was in 1947. New missile technology, cyber attacks, and gray zone conflicts blur the old lines. Peace through strength is a phrase heard more often in Tokyo's halls of power. These threats are not distant. They are real, immediate, and growing. Japan's leaders ask, how can we keep our people safe? The answer, for many, is to build stronger defenses, fast. Japan's response has been dramatic. The old doctrine, purely defensive, no longer fits today's risks. Now Japan is building capabilities to strike back if attacked. This is not just about more weapons. It's about a new mindset: deterrence through strength. The government has passed new laws. Japan can now export defense equipment, something banned for decades. The SDF can operate with allies far from Japan's shores. Missile defense is paired with new offensive options, like cruise missiles that can strike enemy bases. This shift is controversial. Some fear it breaks with the past. Others say it's overdue. Polls show a divided public, but support has grown as threats increase. Japan's leaders insist these changes are defensive, not aggressive, but they send a strong signal. The world is watching. Will Japan use its new tools responsibly? Only time will tell. But the era of passive defense is over. Japan's new arsenal is impressive. The F-35B Lightning II is a star. Stealthy, fast, and able to launch from ships, it gives Japan a true strike capability. These jets can evade radar and hit distant targets, making them a powerful deterrent. Modern warships like the Mogami-class frigates are joining the fleet. Sleek, packed with sensors and missiles, they protect sea lanes and island chains. The Izumo-class ships, once called helicopter destroyers, are being refitted to carry F-35Bs, turning them into mini aircraft carriers. Japan is also investing in hypersonic missiles, cyber defenses, and new drones. These tools are world-class, matching or beating rivals in technology. The SDF is training with new tactics to use them effectively. Each new system sends a message. Japan is no longer a military lightweight. In Asia's dangerous neighborhood, that matters more than ever. Japan knows it cannot stand alone. That's why partnerships are key. The Quad, Japan, Australia, India, and the United States, holds major joint drills. Navies practice together, sharing tactics and building trust. The Philippines now welcomes Japanese ships, a sign of growing friendship. These alliances have real impact. In 2023, Japanese and Australian ships tracked a Chinese submarine near Okinawa. In the Indian Ocean, Japanese destroyers joined Indian carriers for complex exercises. With the Philippines, Japan is building radar stations to help spot threats early. These ties make everyone safer. They also signal to rivals that Asia's democracies are united. If Japan is attacked, it will not stand alone. In return, Japan helps others build their own defense. Each partnership is a force multiplier. Together, they change the balance of power in the region. Japan's transformation is reshaping Asia's security. Its ships, jets, and alliances rival those of China and Russia. The SDF now boasts some of the world's most advanced tools. Neighbors watch with concern and with respect. Some fear a return to past militarism, but most see a careful, deliberate change. Japan is not seeking war. It is seeking security for itself and its partners. Its leaders say, "We will never start a conflict, but we will be ready if one comes." For the first time in generations, Japan can strike back if attacked. Its friends are stronger. Its enemies must think twice. This new balance could keep the peace, or if mismanaged, spark a new arms race. So the world must ask, is it ready for a powerful Japan? The answer will shape Asia's future, and perhaps the world's.